I even did some competitions myself. I came last. Hello and welcome to the Tonya review. So the way I edit this review looks a bit off-putting is because I'm trying to edit with a new editing software, so forgive me if this editing looks a bit off-putting. I'm trying to get used to this new software instead of just me using Windows Movie Maker all the time. So Tonya is a story about Tonya Harding, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. As Margot Robbie is Tonya Harding, who is like a brilliant ice skater. Kind of a hit and miss person. I'll go through more of that but this is basically the story about her fame, her social life, her marriage, the respect that she has for her mother. So here we go. So starting off, Margot Robbie is the selling point of this movie, and it clearly shows. She is fantastic at this movie. I mean, she doesn't really look like the proper Tonya, but yeah. Oh well. But Margot Robbie does a fantastic job in this movie. If it wasn't for her, I don't think this movie would be as it was. Just from her performance and the direction that she's given, you can clearly see through the mind of this person who has been traumatized by the whole of her life. From her mother, played brilliantly by Alison January. You can see that she is just an arsehole in this movie, and you can see, and you kind of sympathize with Tonya a bit as well. From like the respect that she has from her mother, and also her love life, who Sebastian Stan is also fantastic in this movie as well. You really do sympathise with this character. The direction in this movie is a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be as well. Like, I expected going into this movie being like, yeah, you know what, Margot Robbie's performance was great, but I think the direction was a bit boring. But the direction of this movie is very fun. They do make some very fun bits of it. That's also to do with the music, because Tonya usually liked the rock and roll music going in. It does have a lot of like rock and roll music in the background. It doesn't really fit the scene very well, but it does see into her mind a lot more. That's what this movie wants you to do. It wants you to visit the mind of this person, psychological and mentally. The only complaint I really have with this movie is that it definitely feels very long. I feel like this movie could have been cut down a bit. There were some bits in this movie where I was like, that's actually really interesting, and the way that it's directed and acted, I feel very engaged with it. But there's also some other times where they also put in this other plot convenience that did happen in real life, but there was also some moments where I was just like, you could probably cut some of that bit out and just go on to like the end of the movie, because it really feels quite long. But in the end, this movie is a very well made movie with brilliant performances from Margot Robbie, Sebastian Stan, Alison January, who, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly, I apologise if I'm saying that name wrong. But like, it's a very entertaining movie, great direction, brilliant writing, great acting, and alright, you get to see it one more time. Okay, so have you seen Tonya? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.